Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin.
Get out of the water! Too late. You're chum. Piranha 3D. This is the second remake of the 1978 cult classic. Although this had much less to do with the original, a reboot, if you will. Happy 15th anniversary to this flick. This camp fest over here. The plot! The lake bed opened up and released their tiny jaws. A swarm of piranha have escaped their cave that they were trapped in for 2 million years, give or take. They're out and hungry. Thankfully, it's spring break. This is quite the different experience than the film from 1978. I think they tried to stay faithful to the original. They even had the water tanks and stuff, but I'm not sure if that was for the set of this film, or if it was just a waste of money. I could be mistaken. There are a couple of similarities between this and the original, though. The piranha are unleashed from some sort of confined area. I blame Richard Dreyfuss's beer bottle. Also, the characters have to count down to pull someone out of the water on a rope. I liked that nod a lot. This is like if Roger Corman had a huge budget. It's silly, sleazy, and sick. For the characters, we have Julie Forrester, played by Elizabeth Shue from 1984's The Karate Kid, Hollow Man, and 2018's Death Wish. She is the sheriff in town. She discovers the piranha pretty quickly, but is still not fast enough. She can't do much about it. Shue got into peak physical form for this film. She trained to do her own stunts. Novak, played by Adam Scott from Krampus. He's a seismologist, who he, along with his team and Julie, go to investigate the cracked earth on the lake bed. Afterwards, he goes along for the ride to try and help save people. There is a really cool scene with him on a jet ski that was omitted from the film. You can see it in the teaser trailer. I can see where it was cut because he was evading hitting someone who gets killed shortly after in that same boat, so it was probably cut for pacing. Jake Forrester, played by Stephen R. McQueen, and I think Steve McQueen's son or grandson or whatever, is Julie's son. I don't like his character that much. He does pull his own weight a couple of times, but you can tell he's kind of spoiled.
Oh, and Jake.
Oh, Mom, come on! Really?
It's time for dinner.
All right, I'll be right there.
Kelly, played by Jessica Shazoer, is Jake's love interest. She went off to college, but the two still dig each other, even though Jake is 17. She does seem kind of pushy, regardless. She wants to go on the boat with him and the porn celebrities. Every man's wet dream. She did this to be with him, but you already had your chance.
I would love to come on your boat, Derek. Thank you. I mean, someone has to keep an eye on the man with the plan here.
Carl Goodman, played by Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future. Blood Lake Attack of the Killer Lampreys. And Nobody is a pet store owner who, luckily in this case, has a fascination for prehistoric fish. He's able to determine that the fish are ancient creatures. Lloyd hams up his performance big time.
This particular piranha vanished off the face of the earth more than 2 million years ago.
Derek Jones, played by Jerry O'Connell, is a pig. He is the owner of Wild Wild Girls and is a certified douchebag. Danny, played by the ultra-sexy Kelly Brook, who should have been in more horror movies of this nature, is not a snob or stuck up at all. She's a genuinely nice woman with a big heart. She tries to get Jake and Kelly together, and she should have been Jake's love interest, even though he didn't deserve her. Deputy Fallon, played by Ving Rhames, from 2004's Dawn of the Dead, plays a badass deputy. When he picks up that boat motor, he goes to town on the fish. This trashy movie is literally one of its time, but is also a throwback to 80s sleaze fests. Think if those movies had a $25 million budget like this one had, and what they could have accomplished. Alexander Aja, who directed 2006's The Hills of Eyes, as well as Crawl, really has a knack for picking unused movie monsters on the mainstream. Crawl did about as well as this movie did. This made nearly $85 million in the box office, which is not really a cry for celebration, but it's enough. Piranha 1978 had a lot to do with a tiny budget and was also hampered by the MPAA. Here, that doesn't matter. While some of the heart was lost, it was still a fun time. This film went wild. But before we get into the gore, I want to talk about how the film looks. Besides the post-converted 3D, it actually looks really nice. Lake Havasu in Arizona was used for Lake Victoria. This film was shot with the intention of being in 3D, and the 3D is used as a gimmick. Lake Havasu is beautiful underwater, but the 3D does hamper it a little bit.
Wow, the water's just so clear.
This film, I saw back in 2010 with Mumster. I was 17. I remember her seeing the scene where Kelly Brook gets a motorboat from Riley Steele and she goes, "Oh my god!" It was rated R, I couldn't go in alone. I also remember an audience member before the movie even started saying, "I hope this isn't too gory." I was waiting for his reactions. So I had actually seen the Comic-Con footage beforehand, rough cuts and edits of the film, and yeah, I knew it was going to be something crazy. Back to the lake, it's crystal clear. You can see underwater, and all the wounds that the piranha inflict are nice and clear as day. Speaking of those wounds, for the gore, the effects, oh boy. Flesh is ripped from writhing bodies. A woman is sliced in half with a cable wire. There's a gnarly crushed head. There's a severed penis. A piranha literally makes its way through a woman's body and out her mouth. A brutal scalping with a boat propeller, tons of meaty dead bodies, severed limbs, and tons more. This is a gross flick, and I love it. KMBFX did a fantastic job with the practical stuff. There was so much fake blood in the water that it might have actually ruined part of the lake. Tippett Studios' New Breed VFX, SpinFX, and a few other companies brought their collaborative efforts to create the piranha in the film, as well as the visual effects. For 2010, they're okay. The piranha from teaser trailer to film changed design quite a bit. In each trailer, they look quite different.
Piranha hunt in packs. The first bite draws blood. The blood draws the pack.
They don't look amazing, but there are a few shots where they actually look really good. The shots where the piranha exits through a woman's mouth, that one I mentioned it before, looks different between the DVD and Blu-ray. The DVD looks like shit. This one, the Blu-ray, has a much more meaty effect to it. The Blu-ray is way more gruesome. For the motion picture soundtrack, Michael Wandemacher, who also composed My Bloody Valentine 3D, composed the music for this film. It's got some unsettling themes to where it makes you wonder what's lurking under the water. There are also some rockin' themes which add to the impact of the deaths. However, Blood Red Sand and Breathe are my two favorite tracks. You feel bad for the people being torn apart and carried out of the water, sometimes in more than one piece. They may have been ignorant douchebags, but they didn't deserve this. Breathe is a beautiful track, filled with victory. That is until a twist happens near the end, or at the very end, which was ruined in the TV spots. And the titles is a great combination of everything that came before. It rocks. Overall, this is actually very close to being as good as the original. It's very different though. It's got everything the original had, but pushes it to the max while leaving out the heart. It could have been a huge problem, but there's enough charm here to make it work. This is like an excess of insanity, and it leads to some great action sequences, for sure. It never forgets that it's a film about to kill a piranha and porn stars. Charm outweighs sleaze, and this film has both. And it still has a semblance of heart. That's gonna do it for this video, guys. You have been watching Chartgrass Entertainment, and I have been your host, Brian Gatto. Make sure to like, comment on, as well as share this video. Like my Facebook fan page and from my Patreon. Also hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And as always, subscribe. That's the sound the original Piranha made, not these guys.